The content in this magazine could contain references of topics and difficult subject matter that may be triggering. Please honor your inner knowing and proceed with whatever help or guidance you feel is intuitively aligned. Welcome to Sovereign Magazine Podcast. I'm Nicole George, CEO and founder of Sovereign, and I'm so happy you are here. Today, we are joined by Arin Dosh, our in-house astrologer, who is here to guide us through the cosmic energies of the moon. Arin helps us understand how the celestial rhythms can support our journey to embodying our sovereign selves. Let us dive into what the stars have to share with us today. Keep listening to hear all of the intuitive messages meant for you. Hello. Today I have the privilege of reconnecting with Arin Dosh, our amazing astrologer here at Sovereign Magazine. She specializes in traditional and Hellenistic astrology. Her work blends ancient techniques with clear, grounded guidance. She offers natal, horary, and electional readings with a focus on timing, remediation, and meaningful client support. With a background in counseling and social work, she approaches astrology therapeutically, helping clients meet life with more self-understanding, sovereignty, and soul. Welcome back, Arin.
Thank you so much. It's lovely to be here as always.
Yeah, we get to talk about manifesting and the Gemini New Moon, the magic of becoming.
Yes, absolutely. So this new moon in Gemini is going to occur on June 14th, and it will be at 24 degrees Gemini to be precise. So as we said, the theme of this lunation, manifesting. So in Gemini, a new moon here can initiate new mental cycles, and we can think in terms of language, thought patterns, messaging, and the stories that shape our reality. This new moon is conjunct a fixed star called Capella, which is at 22 degrees of Gemini. And Capella lends strategic intelligence, bold initiative, visibility, and amplification. It's also going to be co-present Uranus, which is at 2 degrees of Gemini, and this signals a sort of new era of communication. So manifestation here is not a mystical abstraction, it is a mental focus and intentional messaging. This new moon suggests that manifestation begins in the mind, so what you repeat, either mentally or aloud, becomes what you build. And of course, this new moon is in Gemini, ruled by Mercury. And Mercury right now is at 18 degrees of Cancer. And in Cancer, Mercury likes to emphasize emotional resonance, emotional intelligence, memory, and protective thinking. So we may experience some old stories that may still be influencing what we think is possible. And this is a great time to notice those old stories. Mercury also stations retrograde once he gets to 26 degrees of Cancer on June 29th, which is just before the next full moon. So that means that this manifestation cycle is going to include revision, and Mercury will go back over the same terrain later. So intentions may evolve, emotional clarity may deepen over time. And so it's not about forcing outcomes. It's about noticing which internal stories are quietly shaping what you're calling in. Now, as I said, Uranus is co-present here in Gemini, and he's relatively new to Gemini. He is going to bring us rapid ideas, insights, mental breakthroughs, and acceleration in communication and information exchanges. He may emphasize technology, innovation, and language as manifestation tools. Uranus is also trine Pluto in Aquarius, And they're both generally sextile Neptune and Aries. So we continue this configuration of the outer planets really through the entire year. So this is long-term collective themes of narrative disruption, rewriting systems of power and ideology. So we're manifesting inside a rapidly shifting narrative landscape. The question isn't whether things are changing, it's whether you are consciously directing your voice within that change. And then let's talk about the transits or the planetary movements between this lunation and the next. On June 15th, so just one day after the new moon, Venus is going to sextile Uranus from her place at 2 degrees of Leo. And this will bring creative breakthroughs, magnetic attraction, bold self-expression, potentially unexpected invitations or connections, and taking relational or creative risks that could really pay off. Venus will then the next day on June 16th trine Neptune, because as we said, these outer planets are in configuration. So when Venus sort of runs this gauntlet through early Leo, she's going to aspect all of these planets. And we'll see all of the faster moving planets do this as we get further into the summer. But once she trines Neptune, she should bring us inspired vision, romantic or artistic idealism, heightened imagination, spiritualized desire, and beauty, but that which requires discernment and potentially grounded expectations. And then the next day on June 17th, Venus opposes Pluto from 5 degrees of Leo to 5 degrees of Aquarius. And the moon actually conjoins Venus that very same day. So that's really going to emphasize this aspect. So the opposition is a more challenging aspect than the two we just talked about, the sextile and the trine. And this could bring power dynamics to the surface, especially in relationships. It could bring emotional intensity, issues of control, jealousy, or visibility, and potentially a moment of truth around what we truly want and why. Then on June 19th, Chiron, who is something of a cross between an asteroid and a comet, he's going to enter Taurus. He's our wounded healer. And he'll be in Taurus for the first time since 1984. So that's a pretty long cycle and a pretty big deal. So he should bring long-term healing around worth and security in Taurus. Expect a collective reset around material stability. There could be a re-examining of our relationships to money, land, body, and value. And there might be tender spots around self-sufficiency that surface around this time. On June 21st, we have the summer solstice, so that means the sun enters Cancer at the 0 degree Cancer mark. And this is a turning point. So light is at its peak in the northern hemisphere. The day is as long as it's going to get, right? It's the longest day of the year. There's a shift toward nourishment and protection in Cancer, and emotional priorities become clearer. What we've been building now is going to need our care. Then on June 25th, Venus trines Saturn from 13 degrees of Leo to 13 degrees of Aries. And this should bring some stabilizing, creative, or relational commitments, manifesting what we desire through discipline, maybe, and mature conversations about loyalty and responsibility, long-term vision, and choosing that over short-term gratification. Also on June 25th, the sun will square Neptune from 4 degrees of Cancer to 4 degrees of Aries. And this can be a bit confusing. There might be some projection or emotional overwhelm, and it's advisable to pause before reacting. Check whether intuition or avoidance might be driving our decisions. On June 28, Mars at 29 degrees of Taurus is going to sextile Jupiter at 29 Cancer. And this is a potentially productive opportunity for tangible progress and practical effort supported by emotional wisdom. It should be excellent for finalizing or completing something substantial. The same day, again June 28th, Mars then enters Gemini. And here we'll get some increased momentum. He's in detriment in Taurus, so it's, if you think of like a plow or an ox, very slow and steady. Once he hits Gemini, much faster moving energy. And here it's good to focus on strategic action. Words become tools. This will be great for debate, negotiation, and mental agility can intensify. Action becomes communicative rather than physical, which it was more so in Taurus. And then the next day, June 29th, as I mentioned, Mercury will station retrograde at 26 degrees of Cancer. And he will ask us to reassess a lot of what we've gone over during this lunar period, especially emotionally. We might revisit conversations. We might refine our intentions, and emotional processing will likely deepen and perhaps turn inward. What we thought we wanted may evolve during this time. So this cycle moves from inspired beginnings into emotional review. Manifestation here is iterative. You build, you refine, and you adjust. So yes, manifestation here, it's not about control. It requires conscious participation. Gemini teaches us that attention directs energy. So where our attention goes, our energy flows. Language builds structure. Curiosity opens possibility. And with Mercury retrograde approaching, reflection really strengthens our ability to manifest. So this new moon asks, what are you consistently thinking about? What are you repeatedly saying to yourself? Because that is what you are in the process of manifesting. You think, Nicole?
This is so good, because I was just saying to a friend the other day who's having some issues with perimenopause and waking up at 3 a.m. And I said to her, you know what I love to do when that happens? I said, I love to put my hands on my heart or my womb or wherever feels good. And I just think about manifestation and what am I trying to manifest and what do I say to myself? And I almost always fall back asleep in that process. And it's so beautiful that you said, like, release the outcome, because that's what I truly do. I just tap into the feeling of like how good it would feel to have whatever, or how good would it feel to connect with this person. And so I release the outcome and I just am like, okay, there it goes. So I really believe that this time is going to be really fun, because if we can notice what we're saying to ourselves and really tap more into the feeling of the manifestation, it's going to happen, right?
Yeah, I think that is excellent advice. There's a lot of quick moving Gemini energy that is very heady, very intellectual, cerebral. But then we have it all ruled by this Mercury in Cancer who's slowing to station retrograde. So that really is asking us, yes, to feel it in our body, and listen to our minds as far as what we're repeating to ourselves. What stories are we telling to ourselves, and do they feel true in our body? And to revisit that, to review it, because if you decide that these things don't feel true, they aren't serving your highest good, it's a great time to release them and replace them with potentially more constructive stories that feel right.
It's your manifestation performance review.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you want to connect with Arin on this topic, she's in our community, community.sovereign-magazine.com. She always releases little mini horoscopes each week. So come in there. It's absolutely free to join. And all her details are in the show notes if you want a reading from her. She's magical and amazing. And we will see you for the full moon. Thank you for listening. I'll be back tomorrow with more ways to step into your sovereign self as I begin the interviews with our soul-led entrepreneurs. Subscribe to our magazine and podcast and join our global community for all the magic. Details on how to find your weekly horoscopes or connect with Arin are in the show notes. And if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review. It helps us reach our goal of guiding 5 million to their sovereign selves.